This is my 3-pound combat robot. As a complete beginner, the electronics took the longest for me to get done, so I just made an overview of electronics, and this might help you out. Hi guys, welcome back to the channel, and in today's video I'll be showing you guys and breaking down the electronics for a 3-pound combat robot. So this is just going to be a general overview for beginners and people just starting out to visualize how the electronics are supposed to work and the very basics of how everything lines up together. So to make this really easy to comprehend, there are two aspects of it. The first one is the input, which is electricity, and the second is output, which is basically the motor spinning. So I tried to lay this out. I know it's a mess, but this side are the outputs, and you can see these connectors will connect to these bullet connectors, the male to the female, and they will be powered, and the output is that the motors spin, and you can connect like weapons or gears to it to make a drivetrain or make your spinner weapon or whatever. But that's the output, and then the input is over here, which is where your LiPo or whatever battery you're using, it powers electricity into here. Okay, so this is just a 11.1 volt, which is a 3S LiPo, and that just provides the electricity. So how does it actually work? So in an electrical circuit, there's the positive and negative for DC, which is direct current. And how I visualize it is the electricity starts out in the red wires or the positive, and it comes back to complete the circuit back into the black wires, which is the ground, usually. So how this works in my electronic setup, I know this is super janky, there's a lot of tape, but just bear with me here. So the red goes into the red like this, and this is just a power connector. So I made this quite a while back, but it's like an M3 screw, and when you remove this screw, this circuit is broken, so you know for sure that basically you can't get electrocuted. So that's just a safety concern. But anyways, this red line keeps going. I know the wire color is a bit messed up, but this is still the positive side. And then you can see with these ESCs, they also have a positive and a negative set of wires, and I connected all the red input positives terminals to the positive terminals of the ESC. So I know these ESCs, the white ones, both their wires are white, but it's specified which wire is which, so be careful of that. Otherwise, you risk frying your electronics. So now we got all the electricity running through here, and it all goes through the ESCs, which now power the motors. But in order to complete an electrical circuit, the electricity needs to come back to create a full loop. So what that does, it goes back to the black wires. So how that happens is, after the output is basically working, the electricity flows back to complete the circuit, which are these black wires. Now I combine all these together again, but you can probably splice them together in a more, let's just say, sophisticated manner. But these all return back to the battery, which is the negative/ground terminal. And what is this guy right here? Well, this is the receiver, and this is basically the fundamental basis of the remote control aspect of it, right? So in order to control it with our remote control, you're going to need a receiver and a transmitter. And how do we tell these guys when to spin up the motor and when it doesn't is with this guy. So you see there's these small like 3-pin connectors, and you can just connect them in. But how's this guy powered? Sorry. There's this thing called the BEC, which is the BEC, and I don't want to overcomplicate things, but basically it sends 5 volts current from the ESCs, because these guys are powered by approximately 12 volts. It basically regulates it and sends a 5-volt current into the receiver so that the receiver can be powered and basically control all of these electronics. Okay, and real quick, there's just a tip I learned. Some people say they do it, some people say they don't. But if you have ESCs, so these are off-the-shelf ones, so they're not very specialized for combat robotics. So all three of these electronic speed controllers have BECs. So I cut the power line, which is the red, of these 3-pin connectors, so that I'm not, in case there's like a voltage difference or something like that, that's not going to damage the receiver right here. So that basically covers everything, and it's a little bit tricky, but you can use a photo diagram to better comprehend it. And once you get the hang of it, it shouldn't be too difficult. And just one key thing to remember, especially when dealing with combat robots and lipos and whatever you're doing, is never ever short circuit a battery, because and what a short circuit is when you basically connect both terminals. Like, say my hand was a wire like this, you connect the positive and negative to each other with a conductor, and there's like nothing receiving electricity, sort of like making a closed loop. That's going to create a short circuit. Um, these lipos and most modern lipos have short circuit prevention, but never ever rely on that, because something could go wrong, and if you short circuit, like, it could be a flame hazard. There could be sparks and possibly an explosion. So be very, very careful and very understanding and aware of when you're handling with electronics. So I hope this quick video helped you out. Thank you very much for watching, and be sure to like and subscribe, and ask questions in the comments section below, and feel free to point out anything I said wrong possibly, or any ideas you have there as well. And thank you very much for watching, and have a great day.